Alright, Confab family, welcome back to the Confab. Today, Jara and I are diving into something I know hits home for so many of us. Those absolutely draining, pointless, and frankly often super dramatic workplaces we are all stuck in these days. Seriously, it feels like work isn't about actually doing anything useful anymore, right?
Then you have totally nailed it, even before we have properly begun. It's like all the actual productivity just vanished. Instead, we are left with this weird cloud of looking busy and honestly, way too much unnecessary drama. When I walk into the office and even just log in, it feels like less a workspace and more like a badly written reality TV show. I just sit there thinking, what are we even doing here?
Exactly, and it's not just a feeling, it's the reality for so many. You look around and people are just plugging away at tasks that have zero benefit to the company, zero benefit to the customers, and definitely zero growth for them personally. It's like we are all on a hamster wheel of pointless reports, endless meetings that seriously could have just been an email, and strategic initiatives that are just last year's failed ideas with just new names.
Seriously? The amount of time wasted on things that clearly don't matter is mind boggling. We are talking about tasks that just exist to fill time or make someone look important, but add absolutely no value. It's almost comical how much effort goes into maintaining the illusion of productivity rather than actual tangible output.
Tangible output, yes. And the craziest part is everyone kind of knows it's pointless. Like we all have this unspoken agreement that what we are doing is mostly BS. But no one dares to call it out. Because, well, that's how things are. It's like we are all playing along in this bizarre charade.
It's wild, right? It feels like calling it out would make you the odd one out, the problem employee, even though you'd just be stating the obvious truth. It's this collective sigh of resignation that just keeps the whole unproductive machine turning. It's truly baffling.
Yeah, baffling, isn't it?
This pointless work vibe leads right into what I think is a huge problem. We are basically being exploited. We are handing over our precious time, energy, and sanity for a paycheck, usually for stuff we know deep down is totally meaningless. It doesn't even feel like a job sometimes, more like a modern form of indentured servitude.
Yeah, you're right. The slavery thing might sound intense to some, but when you really think about it, the lack of choice, the feeling of being trapped because you need the money, and all those wasted unproductive hours, it hits hard. It's a subtle kind of pressure, making you feel forced to be the part of a system that just drain your spirit, all under the polite umbrella of professionalism.
Exactly, you are right. It's not visible chains, but the invisible weight of pointless tasks and soul crushing obligations feels just as heavy. You are giving away hours of your actual life to something that doesn't benefit you, doesn't help society, and probably doesn't even truly help the company in any real lasting way. Yet you feel completely stuck, tied to it by financial necessity.
It feels like you're talking to me. I also feel the same. And it's just a psychological trap. You feel like you are just selling your time, clocking in hours, rather than actually applying your skill to something worthwhile. It erodes your sense of purpose, doesn't it? You go home feeling like you have just been used. I hate it.
Completely. I feel the same. It's like your skills and creativity are just secondary. The primary goal becomes simply existing within the system for the required number of hours, regardless of whether you have actually contributed anything of value. It's profoundly disheartening. And this weird arrangement where your output is so disconnected from any genuine contribution that you start to wonder if your very presence is just to fill a seat rather than to actually do impactful work.
Yeah, I also feel the same when I go to work every day. And there's this bizarre power dynamic, right? You've got some folks, usually higher up or just really good at playing politics, who just seem to cruise through the day, doing barely any actual work. Meanwhile, others are absolutely buried under a mountain of tasks. It's very unfair.
Oh, the inequity is staggering. You'll see some colleagues who are perpetually busy with clearly made up work or stuck in endless, pointless strategy meetings. Then you have others burning the midnight oil, genuinely trying to push important stuff forward only to get blocked by red tape or those same busy people. It's infuriating.
Yeah, right? This kind of imbalance doesn't build a team. It creates massive resentment. Efforts isn't rewarded. Instead, it's all about who's buddy buddy with the boss, who's best at dumping work on others. It's a game of looking good without doing the actual work, right? Have you seen someone like this?
Yeah, true. There are so many people like this, and it totally forces people into this weird competition of who can look busier without actually doing anything. It completely ruins any sense of shared purpose or team spirit because everyone knows who is really pulling the weight and who is just coasting.
Yeah, and this system often seems set up to reward the wrong behaviors. The diligent one get more work piled up on, while the politically savvy ones get promotion for their strategic vision, which often means delegating everything downwards.
Yeah, exactly. It's demoralizing to witness. You see colleagues seemingly just gliding along while you're putting in genuine, exhausting effort on high impact projects, only to be met with the same level of recognition or worse, none at all. It makes you question why you even bother.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking about not bothering these days. And Jara, let's talk about HR. Seriously? My blood pressure just shot up thinking about them. They are supposed to be all about fairness, employee well being, and positive culture. But so often they just feel like another part of the unproductive machine. I really despise them.
Oh, please, don't even get me started on HR. It feels like their job has totally morphed from supporting employees to just being the company's protection squad. They end up perpetuating the very issues that make workplaces so unproductive. It's like they live in their own little bubble.
Yeah, that's true. I really want to pop their bubble.
Yeah, and when you go to them with a real concern like uneven workloads or bullying, or just how pointless your daily tasks are, and you get hit with these generic process driven answers, or even worse, they subtly make you feel like you are the problem for even bringing it up. It's classic gaslighting. And they are so disconnected from the actual day to day grind. They implement policies that make zero sense to the people actually doing the work. And it's not just HR, entire departments like some strategic planning teams or innovation hubs can just become echo chambers of buzzwords, isn't it?
Yeah, buzzwords and fancy slide decks that never ever turn into anything real. They produce these massive reports and impressive looking presentations, but the actual impact on the business or its people is basically nothing. It's just a grand illusion of progress, isn't it?
Totally. Meanwhile, the actual work, the stuff that truly matters, either gets ignored or just dumped on the shoulders of the very few people who are genuinely dedicated and trying to make a difference. It's a performative circus, not a functional business.
It's just a huge problem. It makes you wonder if these companies even realize how utterly exhausted everyone is. We come home from these places not physically tired from good work, but mentally and emotionally drained from just navigating all these absurdities and politicking.
Oh, the impact on mental health is huge, Zen. This kind of environment breeds constant stress and makes you feel perpetually on edge. Not because the work is hard, but because of how meaningless it is. And all the office drama you have to deal with, it's exhausting in a completely different way.
It really is a different kind of tired, a soul tiredness. It creeps into every part of your life, making you question your purpose, your skills, and everything. You spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day in the environment, and you feel like you have accomplished absolutely nothing of value.
And we are seeing so much more burnout, higher rates of anxiety, depression in the workforce. That whole work life balance thing starts to feel like a joke because the work part has become so incredibly toxic. And quiet quitting isn't just some trend, it's a desperate plea for help. It's people trying to claw back some sanity in places that are actively trying to stripe it away. They're just utterly depleted by the constant drain of it all. And the gossips in, oh my goodness, the sheer amount of time wasted on workplace gossip is insane. When people aren't doing meaningful work or when they feel like their real contributions are ignored, they find other ways to fill that void.
It's a totally vicious cycle, isn't it? No meaningful work leads to drama and the gossip, which then kills productivity and morale even more, which just reinforces that feeling of being stuck in a pointless system. It's a sad sign of a place where petty squabbles get more attention than actual problem solving.
Yeah, it becomes a twisted coping mechanism for some, or just bizarre entertainment for others. But ultimately, it's a symptom of a much deeper issue, a lack of purpose and real connection among colleagues. Instead of working together, everyone's constantly looking over their shoulder.
Exactly. People are always wondering who's saying what, and that just poisons the whole atmosphere. It creates a climate of mistrust and fear, making any real teamwork impossible.
It's not just a distraction either, it's a fundamental breakdown in how a healthy workplace should operate. The focus completely shifts from achieving collective goals to just individual survival and playing these superficial social games.
It really is. It means the energy that could be spent on innovation or improving things is instead funneled into managing interpersonal conflicts or simply avoiding becoming the next target of the rumor mill. It's inefficient and destructive.
Right? Like you have to be seen at your desk late, even if you're just scrolling social media or sending emails to yourself. It creates this whole performative culture where actual results are way less important than just appearing to be working nonstop. And it's not about what you actually accomplish, it's all about the illusion of constant, relentless activity, which ironically makes them even less productive in reality.
And it adds so much to the mental load as well. You are not just doing your job, you are also performing the role of a busy employee.
Yeah, it's genuinely exhausting. You are constantly calculating how to look busy, when to send that late email, or how to subtly imply you are swamped, rather than focusing on actual impactful work. It's a draining charade.
This isn't just unhealthy for individuals, it's totally unsustainable for businesses in the long run. When you prioritize home over actual function, you are building on a really shaky foundation. Eventually, it has to crack.
It absolutely has to. Companies are essentially rewarding illusion over substance, which can only work for so long before the cracks really start to show and their actual output suffers. It's a ticking time bomb and it's absolutely not sustainable. This whole situation forces us to seriously rethink the entire point of our professional lives. When so much of it feels like just a meaningless grind, it's time for a serious look at what work actually means in these places. And there's no easy answer because these problems are so deeply ingrained. For some, speaking up, even if it feels like yelling into the void, is a matter of integrity. It's a way to keep their self respect and maybe, just maybe, pushing things forward a tiny bit.
And it takes so much courage, and it often comes with a big personal risks. It's a tough choice to make sure when your livelihood is on the line.
Totally. For others, the only real option is to actively look for different opportunities, even if it means less money for a career change. They have to prioritize their mental well being and finding some meaning over the perceived stability of a soul crushing job.
Absolutely. And that's why we wanted to have this chat today. To just acknowledge that everyone feels this frustration. You are definitely not alone in this. Your experience of a crazy drama filled useless workplace is sadly super common.
Exactly. Maybe by shining a light on it, by just opening talking about these painful truths, we can all start to demand something better, something more meaningful, something truly productive. Here is to hoping we can start shifting the tide one conversation at a time.
Well said, Chara. Here's to future where our workplaces actually help us grow and find purpose instead of just being draining, unproductive area for drama and pointless tasks. That's all the time we have for the Confab today. Thanks for joining us on this very real talk.
Until next time, stay sane, stay strong, and keep fighting for work that actually means something. Have a good day.